Good morning, everyone. I'm here for the Sunday Mindset session, waiting for Tony Meredith. Where is he? Always there, always late, and he's trying in.
It's freezing.
Ready to go. He's just been warming up here. We are pumped up, ready to go. And look, it's nice and cool here in Mount Cravats, where Tony and I've got like 8 layers on. Tony's struggling with one or two.
I've got one layer on.
Tony, how are you doing on this Sunday morning?
I'm doing well. Have a look at this. I don't know if you can see through the view, through the middle of us here, but here we are at Mount Cravat, which is on the south side of Brisbane. So given Luke's still up here, I thought it's a good opportunity for us to just showcase southeast Queensland, showcase Brisbane.
Tourism Queensland.
Tourism Queensland. So
maybe they should be getting us to promote this. Christine,
Luke,
good morning.
Luke and Tony, absolutely. So,
Absolutely. Well, you know what? Fun-loving and ideas are being spread out on this Sunday Mindset session. We're talking a little bit about mistakes and making mistakes on this Sunday morning. Well, there's plenty of mistakes already been made.
I think the first mistake is I've left my my bigger, warmer jumper at home. So that's the first mistake that I've made this morning. But that's okay. We're going to get into it a whole lot more over the next hour or so.
Tony Gallagher says good morning, and
Good
that
morning.
is a great vista. It is, but Tony Meredith is in the way of that view. There we go. It's right in the middle of us. Great view, yes. And this is what Queensland is all about. For those that haven't been up here in a while or ever.
Come.
I've been.
Actually, you can't come. Sorry.
You can't.
But when you can come.
Another
come.
mistake. Another mistake. He forgets the rules. You only see. You know, I guess in terms of me being up here right now, like, is it a bit of a mistake?
Well, what do you think? Do you think it is?
Well, I guess I think I feel like I'm meant to be up here right now. This has been a great time.
Yeah.
Is it a mistake across the border? Well, it might have been at the time a little bit controversial, but it was something that was, I guess, necessary for me.
You need to do it, absolutely.
And but you know, some people might have seen it as a mistake and going against the rules.
Well, you're here now, and how long have you been here for?
It's been about 7 weeks or so.
7 weeks. And what are your plans in the future? You planning on going home at some stage, or
Zero plans, more mistakes.
more mistakes? Fantastic, very good. Is Catherine on yet?
She is.
Oh, okay. He'll be home soon, Catherine.
I hope so.
Maybe.
Another fantastic morning, says Ken. He's up at Coolangatta. He's been here for about 4 or
fantastic.
5 weeks.
Yeah, right.
Ken's Cones, ice cream man extraordinaire.
Fantastic.
Hasn't been spreading the ice creams down south and the south coast recently. So
Is he doing it on Coolangatta?
no, he's not. He's just taking a break.
Just taking a break. Good on you, Ken.
Taking a break.
Enjoy yourself.
He's got some pals up here that are Mr. Whippy Van extraordinaire up on the Sunshine Coast.
Fantastic.
And he's been visiting them. Actually, I think more up in Bundaberg, actually.
Yeah, right. Very
He's
good.
never going back to Bondi, wasting his time there, says Hayden. Apparently, Hayden reckons I'm making mistakes in Bondi.
Oh, that's funny.
We'll never know. Tony, how's your week been in terms of coaching, in terms of people,
Yeah, great.
in terms of mistakes?
Well, enormous number of mistakes. I make mistakes on a daily basis, but for my week's been fantastic. Had plenty of coaching clients this week, plenty of new.
No, just you got to get yourself in the this is
Get
where
the
Tony.
view.
No. This is where Tony makes a mistake. You got to get the even. Yeah,
Like
yeah,
this.
but then you're too rigid. Just relax. Get grounded. Just eat. Kane reckons he's eating more, and Steve Hancock.
Good morning, Steve. Steve
Yeah.
Hancock, so that's one of Rob's students in the PDF. So g'day,
Good on you,
Steve.
Steve.
Fantastic. So, mate, I've had a terrific week. It's been a great week. Look, plenty of things going on this week. I mean, obviously a lot of stuff around the whole COVID side of things and people struggling with that and the uncertainty of that and whatnot. So I've been spending
People making a lot of mistakes around that as well, right?
Making a lot of
then
mistakes.
then being vilified, I guess.
Yeah, correct. Yes, yeah, absolutely. So, we had a conversation over the week around fake news and real news and all those types of things.
Oh,
So
yeah.
didn't we? So,
Where's Davina?
Where's
Davina when you need her?
Where is she? Hey, we'll have a chat about that when she comes on a bit later. So, no, it's been a good week. What about you, mate? How's your week been?
Yeah, it's been really good. I think you're always, testing and trying things,
Yeah.
and that's when it comes to what mistakes you're making. And I believe, there's an interesting one in here, and I speak to a lot of people about the mistakes that they've had with bringing on staff.
Yep.
Is a big one, right?
Yep.
So for businesses.
Yep.
But I actually spoke to someone during the week, and it was really interesting to hear. It's like, well, even though the end was really hard, what was the time in terms of your journey through that?
Yeah.
Was it was it terrible for the business? What did you gain from that for the business in having that person there?
Yeah.
or having a number of people there. And this is a big one that people don't realise. It's like, you know, we go through different times and different struggles within business and or life, but what do we gain from that experience?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Even not the lessons we learned, and that's another step that we will talk about a little bit later. Yeah. But what did we gain actually from it? Yeah. We're so focused, and this is always what you talk about being solution focused, but we're so focused often with what the negatives come out from that person. But what did we actually gain from that experience, or gain in terms of monetary?
Oh, absolutely. If you look back, everyone just looks back over the last 12 months, everybody would have gained in a whole range of areas. The reality is we just tend to focus on the negative, but if you stop and think about the positive and what have been the wonderful things that have happened in your life in the last 12 months, and even in this time, you know, when we had, you know, bushfires in the start of the year, and then we had, you know, the middle of COVID, and COVID is getting worse in certain parts of the world, certain parts of this country, there are still plenty of wonderful, wonderful things that have happened for people in the last 12 months, and all of us have grown in certain areas. It's just that we don't focus on those. But you're exactly right, and you know, there's so much that we could talk about in regards to, you know, hiring staff and firing staff, and one of the things that I experience both personally, but then also with my clients, is that people tend to hang on to staff too long.
Yeah, but I think that's a nature of Australia. You've got to be really careful with the what are they, HR laws?
Employment laws and
employment laws.
But I think
it's not like the US. I know Gary Vee talks about it a lot, and considering we're talking about Gary Vee, thank you so much, Tony, for organising my shoes. I can't really get my feet up there. Oh.
It's okay, it's all good.
There's a mistake.
Another mistake.
I nearly just broke his phone.
That's about the 72nd this morning. So anyway, at least
I was trying to kick my hand. No. How's your arm? Another injury?
I'm all good. Yeah, no.
All right. So I was just talking about Gary Vee. It's easier over in the US to hire and fire people, as opposed to in Australia. It is a little bit more difficult. I love the fact that, you know, we're out here in Mount Gravatt. Everyone's checking out the lookout, but they're also checking out us as well, right? I think we're just a mainstay in terms of the atmosphere and the entertainment that's going on. Ken Murray says, trying the opposition ice creams, the gelato. So testing and trying is what it's all about all the time.
Absolutely.
We've got Steve. You might know Steve.
Yeah, I do. Stephen, hello, mate. Good morning to you. He knows where I am, so a wonderful friend of mine.
The drone works well up there.
So Steve got himself a new drone, so we're going to get Steve doing some YouTubing. So mate, I haven't forgotten about that, and he's got himself a new high-tech drone. So clearly he's taken it up here to the Mount Gravatt Lookout, which is awesome.
Good on you, Steve. Hayden says it's too easy to walk away from business when things get a little hard or business slows down.
Well, the old saying, what was the song? When the going gets tough, the tough get going. And so yes, it's always very easy to walk away. But that's not what we're about on Sunday Mindset Session. We're not about walking away. We're about leaning into things.
Well, it's a little bit of patience, right? There's different times in life that things struggle a little bit more. Things get a little bit easier. You know, you go through those different cycles. Like we talk about property cycles all the time. You know, you have your ebbs and flows with that. You might have finance, which is really tough right now, or you might have the market that is slower because of COVID.
Yep.
So you just got to, you know, see yourself through those times. Sometimes, like Hayden is saying, and the thing is that people, you know, often have that short-term mindset on it, and then get themselves in a position where it's like struggle through it, and they don't see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, correct. And they give up. They give up too soon. And in fact, Napoleon Hill talked about this theory in a book. He wrote a book called Think and Grow Rich, one of the world's most popular books, and he talks about 3 feet from gold, and that is that the majority of people will finish their lives 3 feet from gold. And so you imagine back then it was a miner digging to find gold. He'd dug for so long and he'd expended all this effort and energy and whatnot, and 3 feet away he stopped. Now, if he knew he was 3 feet away, then he would have kept going, right? And that's all about the certainty and the belief. But the reality is that he didn't know, and that's the beauty of life, is that you don't know how far away you are. And those that are resilient and patient and persist and are consistent, they're the ones that will end up getting their gold. And for the majority of people, sadly, they won't get it. But not here on a Sunday Mindset Session. I know that each and every one of you will all get your gold.
What are you consistent, persistent about, Tony, and patient about in your life?
So business, routine, Not exercise. I'm certainly not consistent and persistent about exercise. I can assure you of that.
We've talked about this before.
But
She is. Look at that.
Here she goes.
Wow.
She's going fantastic, right?
Go.
Well, we've got
Go.
all the cyclists as well because we're up high. So we've got all the cyclists come up here this morning. We've got the runners doing the bush tracks, and that's beautiful. Queensland, love it.